everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name's Rhonda, better known as Hotmess Momma MD. On today's video, it's another edition, finally, of Is It a Dupe or Just a Waste of Money? What we will be trying out is the brand new FaceCandy Smoothie Palette. Now this does have a sister palette called the Milkshake Palette, and that is actually a dupe, 100% dupe, for the Too Faced Just Peachy Palette. But this palette right here, my friends, that retails for $12 on ShopHush or ShopHush.com, as always not sponsored or affiliated whatsoever with ShopHush, FaceCandy, Bad Habit, or any of these palettes that I will be talking about today. Ooh, I got a little spicy, didn't I? Anyways, this is supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced White Peach Palette right here. So, if you're interested to see how I got this look, as well as is this a dupe for this? Again, $12, $42. Let's find out. But before we get started, as always, if you do enjoy these videos, I ask that you please make sure to hit that like button down below, as well as I do upload 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And if you'd like to see more of my content, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. But if you want to be notified when I upload a video, you have to make sure to hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button. Then you will be notified every time that I upload a video. So without further ado, let's find out and see if this $12 palette is a dupe for this $42 palette. The colors look, pretty much identical when you put them like side by side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get right into swatches. On top of all the swatches is the Too Faced palette, and on the bottom is the FaceCandy palette. So let me go ahead, zoom you guys in on the swatches. Okay, so here are all 24 swatches. Now, like I said, on top is all of the Too Faced. On the bottom is all of the FaceCandy. And I mean, for the most part, once again, it looks like everything is very identical. If the shades are off, they're not off by much. And again, I'm gonna tell you guys, as far as swatching goes, I felt like, the FaceCandy was nice and pigmented. I thought that the Too Faced was actually more pigmented than in past palettes. So I feel like potentially they may have changed the formula. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys back out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. As always, one side will be with the high-end palette, the other side with the inexpensive palette. I will be using the exact same brushes, however, I will be cleaning them in between. So like I said, let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay, so this will be the side with the smoothie palette and the side with the white peach palette. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to jump off and I'm going to apply my liner and my mascara, and I will be right back to review everything and give you guys my thoughts. Talking with my hands a lot again. Okay, so I'm back with my liner and my mascara. I do want to tell you guys, I received from Octoly this Flower Beauty mascara, and it's called Lash Warrior. And I know like Flower Beauty is coming to Ulta now. You can buy it obviously online at flowerbeauty.com, and it is at Walmart as well. I have to tell you guys know I am a mascara junkie. I love me a good mascara. I honestly pretty impressed with this one. You guys know I'm always using my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer or my Urban Decay Subversion, and I did that again today. And normally I layer my mascara. Like, Essence is a huge one that I love. And I normally put about 2 to 3 mascaras on. I only did 1 mascara on top of my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer, and I'm pretty impressed by this. So, you know, shout out to you, Flower Beauty. I'm really liking this. This is a good mascara. Like I said, it's called Lash Warrior. The one thing I will tell you guys, though, before we get into the actual talking about the FaceCandy palette, this, I don't know if my camera will pick up the brush or anything like that, but they're pretty spiky. It's like a hard plastic, and I poked my eye a couple times and it doesn't feel good. So that is one thing to just kind of note about this mascara, is the brush is a bit firmer than what I am typically used to when it comes to like my Essence or my L'Oreal or even my Marc Jacobs. So, you know, I was kind of assuming it was going to be like that, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh, you're not soft, you know. So anyways, and a little bit more about it. It does say it's explosive volume length plus 150% fierce full blown volume, 100% people saw dramatic thickness. I will definitely tell you guys, I did feel like my lashes did get a little bit more on the thicker looking side, which is typically why I layer multiple mascaras when I do my mascara on top of using the primer. And it does say that it's 88% extreme length that people noticed. So anyways, I do think that this is a good mascara, and it does say spiked warrior brush. They're not joking. It'll take your eyeball out, guys. Anyways, now let's get into the FaceCandy White Peach palette. I'm going to go ahead, zoom you guys in, and let you guys get a closer look at the final product. And as always, you guys know, this is a judgment-free zone, so there is no judging the blending skills or the lack thereof. So let's go ahead and zoom in. So once again, this is the FaceCandy side, and this is the Too Faced White Peach side. And what do you guys think? Can you tell a difference? Because I really can't, guys. I really can't. Let's go ahead, zoom back out, and let's chit-chat about this. Okay, so like I said, I felt like swatch-wise that the FaceCandy swatched really, really well. Same as the Too Faced palette. And honestly, I told you guys, or maybe I didn't, I don't know. In my head, I did. But I felt like that they maybe kind of changed the formula for the better. I could be totally off. But I liked this formula. It didn't seem as dry as some of the shadows. So for that part, I really liked this palette. Now, there was a lot of kick up and things like that, and I feel like if you do not tap your brush, you're gonna have fallout on your face. But let's be honest, that's with any, you know, any type of eyeshadow palette is gonna do that, whether it's high-end, inexpensive, what have you. But I will say, when we're comparing it to the Smoothie palette, the Smoothie palette by FaceCandy does have quite a bit more kick up than the Too Faced palette. Again, that's not a big deal to me, because what I look for is the pigmentation, building up, blending out, and things like that. Now, some of you guys did mention that you felt like some of the FaceCandy or Bad Habit, their formulas can be a little bit on the powdery side, and I'll agree with you guys on that, you know. But again, my big things, that like the big factors that I look for when I am duping a palette are how close were the pigmentation and, you know, to the colors. Like, you know, how close were the colors to the high-end palette. And at that aspect, whether I was applying it to my eye or swatching it on my arm, I felt like the pigmentation and the colors were there. Like I told you guys in the swatching, when it came down to the colors being on point, I felt like they were. However, there were some that may be off just a little bit, or that were a bit more pigmented than in the Too Faced palette. Performance-wise, I mean, looking at my eyes, I do, you know, I'm not a professional makeup artist or anything like that. I am purely a makeup enthusiast. I love makeup. I love playing in makeup. But I will tell you guys, I do feel like this is a really good palette. Now, this was not my first day playing with it. You know, this was not a first impression. I have been playing around with it and things like that. And I will tell you guys, FaceCandy, Oakland, or Bad Habit palettes, all of their formula, for me, from the ones I've tried, I feel like are really good, and the longevity is definitely there. As far as building up, I definitely feel like, especially with these palettes, for the FaceCandy or Bad Habits, you really need to go in with a light hand. You know, like you guys have mentioned, they are a bit on the powdery side, and the #1 ingredient is talc. And so if you are sensitive to talc, that is something that you're going to want to, you know, kind of not use if you're ultra sensitive to it. So if you are sensitive to talc, that's something that you're going to want to, you know that there is talc in here, as well as mica. Now, when I compared over on the Too Faced palette, the #1 ingredient with this one is mica. So I don't know if maybe like that has anything to do as far as how the kick up or kickback, whatever you guys want to call it, how that works or not. But I will tell you guys, talc is the #1 ingredient when it comes to the FaceCandy palette. I think that overall, the way that the final look came out, like looking in my monitor and things like that, I don't see a huge difference whatsoever when it came down to it. I really enjoyed both palettes. To be 100% honest with you guys though, I thought it was pretty for a second when it released on Trend Mood. I was like, ooh, something different. Because like I told you guys, I believe it was when I did my Amazonia, I think that was the name of the palette. When I did the Amazonia palette, when it released by FaceCandy, which is a dupe for the Kylie Cosmetics Naughty and Nice palette, I felt like 2018 is going to be the whole year of cooler toned eyeshadows. So I feel like that's kind of what this is going towards, is that whole take on the cool eyeshadow trend. I think that as 2018 progresses, I think we're going to see less and less of the whole warm eyeshadows and things like that. And as far as, is it a dupe or just a waste of money? I definitely think that this is a dupe up against the Too Faced White Peach palette. And I'm sorry if I'm calling it Sweet Peach or just Peachy. There's just so much peach going around in Too Faced that I get a little confused. But I will tell you guys, I definitely do feel like the FaceCandy palette is a good dupe for it. It's not one of my favorites, to be honest with you guys. I feel like the shades are just too pale. And I just, having these two darker ones as my options to like smoke things out or to jazz it up and things like that, it's just not speaking to me as far as that goes. As far as $12 goes, yes, I think it's definitely worth your $12. This, sorry Too Faced, but when you can get a FaceCandy palette for $12, I kind of, you know, for me personally, I would much rather have the simple packaging and a product that performs just as well as the bougie packaging. But that's just me. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into the expiration of these products. I will tell you guys that the smoothie palette does last a total of 12 months. It is cruelty free, but it does say that it is made in the PRC. This is something that I learned from Jen Loves Reviews, that just because it may say distributed by FaceCandy LLC, Los Angeles, California, go down one more line and you will see it is made in the PRC. As far as the Too Faced product goes, it does last a total of 12 months. I mean, honestly, I feel like you get a great amount of product in these palettes for the $12. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Like I said, this was definitely a dupe for the Too Faced White Peach palette. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see more of them, make sure to hit that like button down below, as well as that subscribe button. But in order to actually receive notifications of my videos now, you have to hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button. You can't just be subscribed and hope to see my videos. YouTube has changed things, so in order to get notifications of my videos, you not only have to be subscribed, but you do have to hit the bell. So anyways, that's that on that. But as always, I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful, and blessed day. Kisses from Kentucky.